Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila here to talk to you about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 4. I actually came on camera for y'all this week. However, when I uploaded the video, there was no sound. So apparently I did not have something hooked up right. I'm a little annoyed and frustrated. However, we're going to continue. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to start with Clint and Gina this week because I think I may owe Clint an apology. Because last week I was ready to drag Clint to the white meat for talking about Gina's body. However, this week when Gina meets with Clint's friends and his dad, first of all, it is very weird to ask somebody, so do you think my friend is hot? But that's what his friend asked Gina. And Gina immediately went into what she's normally attracted to, and she said Clint is not that dude. And then she even said her ex, she wasn't attracted to him, but she ended up being attracted to him. I felt like, so listen, I like tall men. I'm only 5'3", but I love me a tall guy. I love him chocolate. Give me Morris Chestnut. Give me Idris Elba. Give it to me. However, there have been many men that I have dated and have been attracted to that do not fall within that category. My ex, he was chocolate, but he wasn't a tall guy. Sorry, ex, because I know you listen to my videos sometimes. But, I was still attracted to him, and I didn't feel the need to say that, especially when I first met him. Like over the years, I started learning that he was attracted to things that things that I don't have and vice versa, but that's just not something you lead with. It is very weird. So I and then on the previews, it seems like she said it again, and I'm just like, why do you keep saying that? Get to know Clint for who he is. And Clint, the same thing about you, because you said you normally don't date women with us. Why are y'all doing that? It is it's bordering on, I'm trying to take you down a peg, right? Try to make you feel like you're super lucky to be dating me because I normally wouldn't be dating your type. I don't like it. So I'm going to retract my drag of Clint from last week, and I'm going to wait to watch the next episode and see who I need to drag first. But anyway, this week Gina says that she likes Clint's vibe. She likes his energy. It seems like he lights up a room, but then he also knows how to calm it down, whatever that meant. But I told y'all before, I like Clint's energy. He just gives me laid back, country, outdoorsy type dude, and I like that kind of guy. So, but Clint, I still got my good eye on you because judging from those previews, you're gonna disappoint me. Anyway, let's get who do I want to talk about next? Let's talk about Dominique. Child, on the wedding night, Dominique comes out with her body pillow. That sends a clear message. You are not getting any tonight. However, she did say she was attracted to Matt. She says she was attracted to him, and they do seem to get along very well right now. Now, when Dominique meets with McKinley's mother, last week, I was trying to give that lady the benefit of the doubt, but the way she was looking at Dominique, I did not like it. It was giving, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. But you had me worried about where you were on January 6th. And then the mama was like, this whole thing is just nuts. And then when they asked Dominique, how did she get on the show? She was like, well, my mama hooked me up. And the look on McKinley's mother's face said it all. Speaking of Dominique's mother signing her up, on the other hand, Dominique's mama's over there talking to McKinley. They bring up the race thing again. Have you ever dated a black woman? He said he's tried with no success. He's dated mostly white and Latina women. And the mama kept acting like she was so concerned. But like I said before, I think that lady asked for a white man. And she dates white men. Ma'am, you shouldn't have signed your daughter up for this show if you were so concerned about her dating a white man that would not be attracted to her and to have a family that is racist. And speaking of racist family, again, I'm giving McKinley's mother the side eye. Someone mentioned this on, I can't remember whose review. I think it was India Michelle, but they were saying that McKinley is giving I need a place to stay for a while, because he goes down to Nashville. I don't think he even has a job. He's staying with his friend's mother. So yeah, it's giving. I'm just coming on the show because I need a place to stay for a while, or somebody saw the billboard and I just pretended to move down to Nashville, so I could get a coin or two. And that's why the mama offered him $50,000 not to be on the show. And I heard that if they leave the show, they get paid 50. They have a $50,000 fine. So I'm wondering if the mama is like, look, if you decide to leave the show, I'm gonna go ahead and pay your fine. You know what? I'm gonna call my daddy up and tell him I'm coming on this show and see if he give me $50,000 not to. I'm just playing. I'm joking, but I'm not, because first of all, I would never do a show like this. But if I were, let me tell you who is not going to be with the shenanigans, and that is going to be my daddy. I wonder if he would show up. If he did, he would have a look on his face like McKinley's mom the whole time. He'd probably be like, no, I'm not getting on camera and talking to no damn man I don't know, trying to tell me he's my son-in-law. I'm not doing none of that. You're lucky I showed up. My mom has passed on, but if she was still living, she would probably go along with the shenanigans a little bit more, but she wouldn't be with it either. Thank God for my aunties and cousins, because, child, my mama and daddy would be like, girl, if you don't get me off this TV with this foolishness. Let's talk about Shaq and Kirsten. So Kirsten said that she wanted Shaq to ask her for a kiss. And then he asked her for a kiss and she still says no. Kirsten, quit playing with us. So listen, I've said this before. I am not with forcing a woman to do anything with a man that she's not comfortable with. However, stop saying things that you don't mean, Kirsten. Can we stop? I don't think the lady's attracted to him, but she wants to be. When you see them conversing with one another, they seem to have a good time with one another, but I just don't think she's attracted to him. It's giving me Ryan and Brett from, what was that, season 12? I don't even remember what season that was, where you could tell Ryan was trying, but he just was not feeling it, right? And that's the difference. Ryan was not feeling, what's her name, Brett, but he was not an asshole about it. Some of these men be just complete jerks about it. Anyway, let me get back to this season. That was what, a couple of seasons ago. Okay, so Kirsten, girl, I need you to not get on TV and tell everybody that you don't brush your teeth before going to bed. I know a lot of people don't, right? Sometimes you fall asleep on the couch watching TV and you don't brush your teeth. I get it, but you didn't need to tell all of us that, especially when you put up this whole bougie persona, girl. It's just not giving. Anyway, when Shaq meets with her family, her cousin, I'm just not settled with this whole thing. I just don't understand why you choose. Girl, it is not for you to be settled. What are you talking about? But anyway, she asked him, why did he choose this? He said he saw the billboards, he ignored it, and then he felt like it just kept coming to him. So it was just a message from God. So he decided to do it. And it must have been because he got chosen. But they said that Kirsten is not just going to come to him, so they need him to be patient. I get being patient, but Kirsten also went on this show. So I need Kirsten to stop acting like somebody put a freaking clubbed her over the head and dragged her on this show. Girl, cut it. And again, if you're going to go on a show like this, you got to know that Morris Chestnut is not coming down the aisle. I mean, he may, but it's highly unlikely. So you got to open your mind, girl. Just cut it out. And then people asked if they had sex. Let me tell you something. If there's one couple I know is not having sex on this night here, it is Kirsten and Shaq. The girl won't even kiss child if y'all don't cut it out. Anyway, they get their little package and it says that they're going to Jamaica. Speaking of, I got to go back to Gina. Gina, how did you think that the Jamaican flag was the freaking Bahamas flag? You know what? I'm going to give you a Caucasian pass on that. But just know that us island people were quite offended. Anyway, they are supposed to be going to Jamaica the next day. However, Shaq tells her that they will not be going to Jamaica immediately because he has to present for his dissertation in Jackson, Mississippi. She is disappointed. I understand why. It doesn't seem like he even gave her a choice, because I felt like, well, why can't she just go ahead of him? Remember when Zach had COVID and Michaela brought her freaking non-COVID ass into Zach's contaminated room because she wanted to be with him. That was so crazy. But anyway, why couldn't Kirsten go to Jamaica by herself? Because when she got to Jackson, she said she was stuck in the hotel room. Ma'am, you could have went to the spa. You could have taken an Uber and gone somewhere. I mean, there were things to do in Jackson, Mississippi. Y'all are not going to do Jackson like that. There are things to do there. Not a lot downtown, but girl, if you were going to sit in the hotel room and sulk, you could have just asked the producers to let you go on to Jamaica, or you could have stayed home until he was ready to come. But I think it would have been very nice to go watch him present and see him in his element, like he said. Anyway, let's get to the next couple, Chris and Nicole. The next morning, they're asking each other all the surface questions, but questions that are important, like, do you eat in bed? And I can't remember which one of them said no because it's too much dog hair. I'm glad you know that. Uh, are you on time or are you late? Chris is on time. Nicole is always late. Why does Nicole actually gives me I'm always late vibes? Side note, without any makeup, Nicole is beautiful. That is a beautiful girl. Anyway, Nicole said that Chris makes her feel more special than anyone has ever. You've known him for 24 hours, ma'am. That just gives me a lot of concern that she's so head over heels for him. I mean, they are very sweet together, but it just seems like a lot so soon. I feel like she is romanticizing him just a little bit too much, even though he's a nice guy. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just a little concerned. And then when Chris meets with Nicole's father, once again, he let him know, like, I am not sold on this idea. He could be a serial killer. Why is everybody talking about serial killers? My God, do we have to take it that far? Can he just be an asshole? And not for nothing, Daddy. If I had to guess if one of you were a serial killer between you and Chris, I'm going to guess you, Dad, because you're giving a little bit more of a serial killer vibe to me. I mean, them glasses are giving all the serial. Let me stop. Anyway, when they get to Jamaica, first of all, before they get there, Nicole looks up at him and he says, do you think we're going to have sex in Jamaica? Weird, Nicole. Weird. I get being upfront, but like, and the way she was looking at him and all of that, I was just like, ew. Nicole is giving thirsty. And although Chris seems to like it, it's just, y'all, I'm getting, as much as I want the two of these two to work out, I'm just getting a vibe. I have a feeling we're going to be disappointed. Anyway, when they get to Jamaica, they were both talking about past relationships. Chris said he flew the girl out. The girl wouldn't kiss him. She wouldn't hold his hand. She wouldn't look at him. She was saying mean things about him. And then Nicole gets to talking about her previous relationship. And she was like, the man told her that she didn't deserve love and she believed him. He burned her with a cigarette and she allowed him. My Lord, today. I am glad Nicole got out of, those bad relationships, but I think you need to be very careful about telling new potential mates about what your old mate did to you. I think especially in the beginning, like maybe later on in the relationship, but in the beginning, absolutely not. I think you should be very careful about telling people what other people did to you at any point, because you know why? Sometimes what you're telling them is, I lack boundaries, I don't have any self-esteem, and I'm going to let you do whatever you want to me. I'm also giving you some things to throw up in my face. Yes, we need to be very careful about sharing our traumas with other people, particularly potential mates. And then it's also giving trauma bonding kind of vibes. And I don't like it, you guys. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling this relationship is probably not going to go in the direction that we want. Moving on to the next couple, Everest and Jasmine. So when they get to the hotel, Everest says he's tired, right? He wants to go to sleep, but he was like, if she got something else in mind, I'm sure I'll be able to get a second win. Men always do. Anyway, when she came out in that lingerie, he perked up real quick. Jasmine looked good. I was like, girl, see, because most of the time on the wedding nights, everybody's in their casual jammies, right? But Jasmine was like, no, I am bringing it. Anyway, the next morning they have breakfast. We know that Aris is a pescatarian, so Jasmine is eating her bacon, and he's like, I see you eating that swine. For some reason, he that rubbed me the wrong way. He just those little things, you guys. Those are little teeny tiny red flags that concern me. Because why did you have to say that? He did say that although he doesn't eat it anymore, he loves the smell of it and all of that. You guys, I understood what he was saying. I was a vegan for 5 years, and there are certain smells that you never like stop liking. Fried chicken and bacon are two of them. Anyway, yeah, it was just something about that just rubbed me the wrong way. When he meets with her family, you can tell he's just not interested in her. Even the questions he was asking were lame. He's like, is she organized? And then the dad says, I'm passing the reins to you, Eris. Like, I took care of her and now I want you to take care of it. Something tells me, Daddy, you won't get those reins back sooner than you expected. Now, when she meets with his family, I'm going to tell you now, I'm sick of this cousin. I am sick of this cousin already. Side note, Eris's mother's black is not cracking. She is a beautiful woman. She asked a few questions, but she didn't say much. But this cousin, she had all the questions. Now, the producers asked the cousin, how do you feel about your cousin's new wife? And then she just starts laughing. Oh my God, that pissed me off because she was like, a wife, that just sounds so strange. Girl, cut it out. I do not like that cousin at all. She's saying she's being supportive of her cousin, but what she needs to do is find a bra that supports her the way that she's so-called supporting her cousin. She is not being supportive of Aris at all. She's being a you know what. Now, some of y'all have been saying like they need to see if they're really cousins. On Twitter all night last night, y'all were calling them kissing cousins. I don't even think it's that, you guys. I think it's just this overwhelming need to control and be in his business. I feel like she's always been the dominant one in their relationship. I've had female friends that have done that to me. So that's why I said I don't think it's that she wants him for herself. I just think that she is used to having a role in his life in every aspect. That's what I think it is. Or girl, it may be that she secretly wants her cousin. Girl, you need if you want your cousin for yourself, ma'am, you need to go to therapy. You can't be having sex with your cousin, ma'am. I'm just saying. So anyway, she asked about her previous relationship. She said Jasmine said she got out of the relationship 7 months ago. The cousin said, which is true, that's fairly soon. Jasmine made a great point. She said, yeah, 7 months may seem soon to you, but I was mentally checked out long ago and I knew exactly what she was talking about. And even the other cousin knew what she was talking about. Something before I left my ex, I was plotting and scheming for quite some time. And you guys, I was mentally like contemplating it for like almost a year before I even said a word to him. Right. And even after that, and he, wanted to work it out and do all of that. Like this went on for quite some time before anybody knew about it. So yes, most people when they divorce or when they're in a long-term relationship, they don't just up and leave one day. Usually they've mentally checked out for quite some time, right? Or at least one party has mentally checked out. So I knew exactly what she was talking about. But let the cousin tell it was a pageant answer. Like that was so not a pageant answer. And I'm like, if she didn't answer the question in the way you wanted her to answer it, you would have an issue with that. If she did, you would have, girl, like I said, I am sick of this cousin. Oh, here was another thing that bothered me about Aris and Jasmine. When they get to Jamaica, he asked her to feed him grapes. That was very cute or whatever, but it's something about Aris's energy and him asking Jasmine to do things that cater to him that bother me, because I think that he knows he doesn't like her, but he's still going to ask her, to see how much he can get her to do things for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you guys. I hope I'm wrong about that. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, Saints. That's all really I got for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.